I can't go very high. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, start low. Welcome back to the Small Town Jake's podcast. We are so glad you guys are back, and that's how we're going to start off the Dirty 30. This is
number 30. Welcome to the show, everybody.
18 plus podcast right here. So
I'm Jake Wilson, and with me here is
Jake Carruthers. I'm very happy to be back. Can't believe that we're at 30 episodes, and you guys are still listening. We appreciate you so much. Oh, yeah. So this episode is going to be called Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad Boys. Okay, that we might get sued for.
No, we won't. We won't. That is not even close to how
I used to watch Cops all the time. I fucking love that show.
Dude, yeah. Pierce County was always like on there.
It
Pierce
was like,
County, Washington.
That's in my
Pierce
state.
County, Washington. It's like, oh, what did we do this time?
So this episode, we're gonna kind of touch on some of the other stuff that we haven't really touched on in the podcast yet, because I don't know, we've been a little conservative on kind of what we've been saying and doing and stuff, and Wilson has kind of been poking and prodding me a little bit about, like, he's like, Jake, like, you kind of have...
We should really, like, maybe share some of these things.
Like, a lot of, like, I had a different, you know, I did a lot of shit before I met Jake Wilson.
You had a past.
Yeah, exactly. I had a past. We all had a past and stuff, and you know... I'm a good
Jake's past is very unique.
Yes.
Although he was like
scattered with incidences.
It's like, this is what how everybody grows up, right?
Yeah, and it's like I started telling Jake some of these stories, and he was like, no, dude, that doesn't like happen to anybody. And it's like, I really thought I lived a really like one of the things I've written down is like, I thought I really lived like a sheltered life. You know, I grew up out in the country, and like, you know, I really thought I lived a sheltered life.
You
and
probably,
it's like, oh, you know, like, people like see this shit and stuff, and these things happen to people and things or whatever. But then it's like, I talk to people now that I'm, you know, in my, you know, mid 30s. Late 30s. And I like tell people these stories, and they're like, no, Jake, like none of that has ever happened to anybody, and it hasn't happened multiple times.
Even know.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I've seen that shit on TV.
I do know
and I'm just like, yeah. So we're gonna share a couple of those stories and stuff, and like I have multiple stuff.
I'm so happy we get to hear this on air.
Jake has been pushing me to.
I've not been pushing, but I'm really excited about this because I mentioned it. Like, I wasn't pushy. Come on, yeah. I was like, get on the mic. We're gonna do this right now.
Yeah.
No.
So we'll start out with we'll put a preface it like some of the stuff that I did. I was younger, you know, I was a teenager, early 20s and stuff, and I did some stuff. I never did anything bad, like, to anybody else. I may have moved some stuff from here and there and whatever, but like, I'm just saying that, like, you know, I'm a good guy, so like, you know, some of the stuff that
you are a really good guy
out there.
You've always had my back as far as like,
yeah.
You've always been interested in having fun and all about getting people together.
Oh yeah,
and
no, I'm an amazing guy, and most of this.
That's so nonchalant.
I know. No,
I'm like, oh, come on.
Most of this stuff happened like before, like I went into like, you know, I worked with, you know, I worked for CPS, and I worked for, you know, people with developmental disabilities and stuff. It was just like a little point in my life where, you know, there was some really good stories to tell and stuff. So we'll kind of preface it with like, most of this stuff I was between probably 18 and 19, or 18, 21, when some of this stuff happened. But we were gonna talk about, we'll go into this later. We'll go into this after the break, but we were gonna just talk about every time that I've been held up at gunpoint.
Every time. That's right, you heard right. Every time he's been held
multiple times
here in this small town.
And I was talking to somebody about it, like 6 months ago, and I was like, "Oh yeah," and I was held up at gunpoint, and it happened
like in the
again.
city. I guess people experience this, but it's not.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, in the city or anything. Yeah, and it was just like people were like, that doesn't happen to people," and I was like, "Oh, actually, I have 4 experiences like."
Our
right
city
down.
has like what?
So we'll go over
20,000 people
once we get back from the break. But yeah, I know. Yeah,
we're nowhere near the break, by the way.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying we'll go into those after the break. But it was no. I've only had good experiences in the city.
Well, right, yeah.
I
was just saying, like, there
I
might be a higher chance of some
amazing
of these things
CD
happening to you in the city, where there's more people.
Oh, exactly. No, I lived a sheltered life out in Joyce.
All
these things happen to me.
That's why it's so surprising to me, because you're out in Joyce. You're in the podunk of the podunk.
It runs in the family.
The
I'm just a very
sticks.
unlucky motherfucker.
No, you're not. You're one lucky motherfucker because you found me, man.
Yeah, exactly. I found this podcast. I was able to do this. And I did go through all these 4 things that we're going to talk about being held at gunpoint, and I'm still alive. So I guess I am lucky. I was unlucky when they happened, but I'm lucky now that I'm still around here.
You get to talk about them.
Do the podcast and shit.
You get to talk about them.
Exactly.
Dude, like, I'm like grinning from ear to ear here. I was just like,
I've told you a couple stories, but yeah.
And you're actually pretty vague in them, and I don't know much of the details. I know just the I know that like just like some of the details and some of the storyline.
Yeah.
But I would totally love to listen to this story.
Well, and some of them I've told you and been like, okay, we need to save this for the podcast, because eventually I'm gonna tell these stories and stuff. So
that day is here on the Dirty 30 episode.
Dirty 30.
Small Town Jakes.
Yeah.
Thanks again, everybody, for being here.
Oh, we appreciate it. Yeah.
I'm so stoked that we get to make this.
So before we go to the break, I just want to do real quick, like run-ins with the fuzz.
Run-ins with the fuzz. Run-ins with the fuzz. It's not me, officer.
Yeah.
It's totally not me.
It's my friend's pants. And so have you ever had any, I'm just asking, like, have you ever had any run-ins with the fuzz?
Plenty. Plenty.
Well, I mean, I've heard
at parties in high school.
We've all heard about the you going to jail.
I got pulled over for speeding and taken right to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Yeah. No, I had a run-in with it was like me and a couple friends, and somebody kicked over a mailbox, and I was like, "You can't prove it, and you have to let us go. You have to know your rights."
Yeah.
Although I knew that guy kicked over that mailbox, and he still paid for it. But I was like, I'm not going to jail tonight.
Right.
For you kicking over a mailbox. But there's been plenty of things. Like I used to go to Hempfest.
I went to Hempfest.
Back before pot was legal.
Yeah.
And they give you these like pamphlets and then this little card that you could put in your wallet that was like your rights.
Yeah.
Like that you could like read out to the officer like, no, you can't search me because da 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 da. And then I was like 15 when I got that, and I was like, no, I need to like read up on my shit. And it's like
I read up on my shit as soon as the first thing happened to me, and
I hadn't had anything happen to me, but I was like, no, I need to read up on my shit. No, I've never had anything happen to me. My record is clean. I have 2 speeding tickets. That's all you can look up on me. And they were both within 2 days.
I once had pot on me at a November night. That's what they know.
On a November night.
On a cold November night.
Jake Wilson got busted for marijuana. And then they took advantage of him in the job. Oh, sorry. Well, we were supposed to talk about that.
I'm not, yeah.
Yeah. But, no, I'm just saying, know your rights. I 100% support police, all armed forces and everything. Like, super. I worked with so many sheriffs and stuff, and like
I've got friends that are cops.
I mean, I have friends that were like neighbors that were cops and stuff. Like putting like I'm there. Yeah. So
no, we get it.
But I'm just saying,
we're not anti-cop here. But exactly, we don't want to get charged for anything, and we don't want to pay any fines.
Exactly. So if you could just leave us alone, that'd be super great. Yeah. So, no, I have had a couple runs with the fuzz, but usually it's very respectable, and you get a lot of people that are dicks when the cops are there, and then I'm usually the one who's like talking to them and like, hey, this is what's going on or whatever, and blah blah blah. It's like, it's like I'm always the one who's like nice, but then I'm like, to a certain point, like,
no, you can't ask for that.
Yeah, no, you.
I
can't
know you
do
can't
that.
ask for that.
I know you can't ask for that. So you
should know that you can't ask
hit
for
us
that.
with you're arresting us for nothing, and then it'll get thrown out, or we just walk away right now. Am I being detained? Sorry. Yeah. So. Yeah. And 90% of the time,
I do not connect.
90% of the time, they're like, "Well, no, okay, you don't. Okay, all right,
no,
okay."
This is so difficult. This is a difficult job.
Yeah,
it is.
Okay. So, well, all right, we're done with the fuzz.
Oh
no, unless you have something else to say.
In what context of with the fuzz, like?
I'm just saying, like police. Kind of, like, I'm just using the fuzz. Was it a funny
encounter, or was there like a, I had this one encounter that I'll remember just because of how like it was just kind of out of the norm, right? I wasn't in a vehicle and I got stopped by the police, and not by the police in a vehicle, but they're on bicycles, and that was really different to me.
Wait, were you in a car?
No, I was on foot.
Oh,
and
I was like, just drive away up a hill, and then stop halfway and just encourage him, like, come on, you got me. Oh,
inch away right as I get there. Oh, almost got me.
In a hybrid too.
No,
so it's like silent.
No, I was on foot. I was actually at a bus station, and I was smoking a rolled cigarette. And
when he was like, "Is that a doobie, sir?"
Well, this bicycle cop like ran up to me and no joke did the
it's skid, the dirty 30. We can talk about
skid sideways. They're like, "Hey, what are you guys doing here?" Nothing. They're like, this is a no smoking area. I'm like, no, I'm sorry.
If I knew it was, I wouldn't
cigarette
be smoking.
Butts all around here. So sorry. I did not know. And then another one comes up, and he's trainer cop. He's like, this is like,
he has a sash that just says cop in training.
Cop in training.
It's yellow with black lettering.
It just says not yet a cop.
Not yet a cop. Not yet a cop.
So, and basically they were. They stopped me.
They're hustling you.
And they asked me where my helmet was, because I was on a bicycle, right? I was waiting for the bus.
You're like, fuck you.
I
It
had a
doesn't matter
bicycle.
because I'm on a bicycle because I'm waiting for the bus.
Right.
So
I was just
suck
sitting here. I was like, I'm not.
I walked my bike here.
Right. I'm like, I'm delivering this bike to be sold. I'm not riding it.
Yeah.
Like
No,
there
you're
was-
right.
To be fair, I was sitting on the bicycle. I was
Oh, okay. Smoking. All right. And they were like,
I was looking
"Ooh."
like a punk teenager.
Yeah. And
Like
they pulled up
punk
on
young
their...
kid, and they gave me a ticket for not having a helmet, and it's $180.
Fuck those guys.
And I said, "Are you really?" I'm like, "I'm gonna miss my bus to Seattle." And they're like, "Yeah, you are gonna miss your bus." And I'll go,
Dude.
Like-
yeah. Sometimes...
"Like, are you really writing me a ticket right now?" Yeah, we are.
Well, that's what happens
And
when you
then-
pick on kids in high school.
I was in
They
college,
end
but
up
I was
being-
young. Yeah.
No. I'm saying that's what happens when you pick on kids in high school. They become dicks. Fucking bicycle cops.
Oh.
Okay, so we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we are going to talk about the 4 times that Jake was held at gunpoint.
This episode has been brought to you by a dumpster fire.
Fuck you, I'm not sponsoring this episode, dick.
But I thought you'd.
You don't get to call me that on the podcast.
trying
Okay,
to
let's
shout you
let's just
out.
get back to the episode. All right, continue, guys. We're back with the Bad Boys
Hey.
episode.
Yes, yeah. We
All right,
didn't do
so-
anything while we were gone.
Nope. So we're not bad boys.
We're good boys.
No, don't. No, okay, never mind.
What did you want
So
me to
I
say?
don't know. I don't know. So we're okay.
I felt like a dog at like, am I a good boy? Have I been a good boy?
Okay, let's scrap that.
Okay.
Try that again.
Okay.
All right. Hey, welcome back from the break. Oh my god. Okay.
That was really
we did
loud.
that. Yeah. Hey, welcome back. No.
1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back from the break.
Welcome back from the break. You
so-
were there and we were there, but we had to go. But now we're back and we're gonna talk about Jake's
The show. So, welcome back, everybody, and we were gonna talk about some real shit, like some of my real stuff, and we were gonna talk about
Times guns have been used in a bad way around you.
yes.
Yeah.
So we were gonna talk
Hey,
about
hey, it's America.
the times that I was held at gunpoint. Which when we discussed this episode, I kind of thought that like maybe that happened to like more than one person, anybody that anybody had ever known. They were like, no, nobody's ever pulled a gun on me in my life. And I was like, well, I have multiple experiences. So we will quickly go into
Dude, I'm so pumped. Here we go.
some of these
Okay.
experiences. I have 4 written down,
4.
but I'm pretty sure there's a 5th.
The 5th.
And I was talking to my buddy, and he was like, "How do you not remember
The 5th.
the 5th time?" And I was like,
You're
"I'm
like,
pretty
'cause it's
sure
the
there's
5th
another."
time.
This
That's
is the
why.
5th
You're
time.
like,
yeah.
they don't hold
It
remarkable
usually doesn't happen. to people.
memory space.
It usually doesn't happen to people. It doesn't happen to anybody. Yeah, it doesn't happen to apparently like 99%.
Please respond if you've been held at gunpoint and tell us the story. Please.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm going to start with the 4th one, and I'm going to go back to the first one. And some of these I'm going to gloss over because they weren't fun experiences. So we'll quickly go into the last time. I think it was like 27 or something like that. 28.
27?
27, 28.
Oh,
And,
you're how old you were, not like the year.
Oh yeah, it was 1920. It was 1927, and it was held up by a fellow. Said I stole his mule.
He pulled
No.
his blunderbuss off the wall and Said, "Give
No,
me back my cow grain."
So we'll quickly gloss over that. It was just it was a family matter with a bad boyfriend, and I showed up with a baseball bat, and he showed up with a 9mm, and he kind of put it to my head, and I was like, all right, cool, and I dropped the baseball bat, and that was quickly over. So that was the most recent, but we'll go into some more fun.
Zero vitality.
Yeah, no, you walk away from that situation.
Right? Yeah.
You walk away from that situation alive. All of these, like, I mean,
It's alive.
it's been multiple times, yeah, and I walked away alive. So, the third time that I can remember, it was we had kind of discussed that. So I used to kind of move a little bit of weight from California to Washington back when I was younger.
And stuff.
Yeah, dumbbells. It was just, a lot of weight that I'd bring from California to Washington. And
the dumbbell population
I had a friend who,
and there's lots of dumbbells down in California,
who was buying dumbbells from me, and then his friend got a hold of me and wanted some dumbbells at the guy's house.
Okay, can we drop the dumbbells and just say, like, I'm getting lost here. Okay, so you're at a house.
Okay, so I brought over the dumbbells.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're selling dumbbells.
Knew this guy through this other guy at this guy's house, and I walked in, and all of a sudden they just like pulled a gun on me and just like put it right up to my face, and they were like, "Get down on your knees, motherfucker."
Have you ever seen them before, or is this the first?
I knew
this is the first?
I had seen these guys like once or twice, but these weren't the guys that were doing anything. They were just over there on the side, kind of guys.
Yeah.
So I knew who they were, but like I didn't know what the fuck. And I was like, okay. So anyways,
wow.
So I just, when somebody puts a gun to your face, you drop down on your knees.
Comply?
Yeah.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, you comply. So I dropped down to my knees, and they put a blindfold over my eyes.
Classic.
And then they hit me in the back of the head.
No. With the pistol whip? Was it like
No. It wasn't a pistol.
Was
I could still see because
they
they didn't blindfold me enough. I could still see that guy was still over there. I think they hit me with something else in the back of the head. And by the way, in the movies, it works. I think they were trying to knock me out to take me down in the basement. So like they hit me in the back of the head. And I just like went down and got back up, and I was like, "I'm still conscious, assholes. Like, where the fuck are you?" And they took me down in the basement, and they held me like in the basement with like they took my blindfold off, showed me that they had a gun to my head, and then put the blindfold back on, which I'm sure they put the gun to the side and were holding it to my head.
They're like, this
the
doesn't
whole
have
time.
the effect when he's blindfolded that we were going for.
Until the guy showed up.
We have to show the gun to. Sorry, this is so funny,
dude. I know it was ridiculous. These guys were the worst
criminal
fucking criminals I have ever met in my whole fucking life.
Dumbbell buyers.
Yes, yeah, I know,
or something like that.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, So dumbbell buyers, yeah. They were the biggest fucking idiots ever. And then so basically they held me in the basement like on my knees, which was ridiculous to do that.
Yeah.
It was just like something they saw on The Sopranos or something, and they were just like, we're going to do this to somebody.
That is just so sick.
And then, so they were waiting for the guy, the major dumbbell dude.
Yeah.
Who I was, in connection with to get there.
You were representing.
No, well, I wasn't representing. He was representing I don't know how to
Okay,
sell
okay.
these
Okay.
dumbbells.
Yeah,
you know?
okay.
But anyways, so he shows up, and apparently the night before he got ripped off by a guy named Jake. And Jake had
jeez.
stolen
All his dumbbells?
all his dumbbells.
No.
Well, it turned out Jake was from California and was black. And then there was Jake from Washington who sold dumbbells and was white. And he went down there and they were like, "We got him." And he was like, "You fucking idiots." You fucking idiots. And he like took the shit off me and like let me go. And I was like, okay, well I'm never selling dumbbells to you, and you motherfuckers should just leave town, because if I ever see you motherfuckers again, I'm throwing my dumbbells at you.
Yeah.
So it was just this huge misunderstanding where I ended up sitting in a fucking basement for 3 fucking hours.
Wow. Over dumbbells. Mm-hmm. That's some fucking over dumbbells.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Just that.
How much time we have?
We
Where
got.
we
We're at 10.
at 10? Okay. Right. So we have another time that I was selling dumbbells. We'll do the Red Lion story.
Red Lion. Oh.
So I was down working
Listen.
in California on some dumbbells farms when I was younger. 19 stuff, and back in the day. And me and a friend used to work on these dumbbell farms, and we would bring some of the dumbbell stuff up here and sell it to people who needed dumbbells for their weight, their mental weight and stuff.
The week.
Yeah.
You sold your dumbbells to
We
the
sold
week.
to the week, exactly. And we had a big deal of dumbbells coming up from somebody we worked for who we knew was very crazy. She was, they used to call, they used to call her literally crazy blank. So
Crazy.
no, don't even throw out a name.
I can't even. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Betty
But,
Crocker. Crazy Betty Crocker.
Crazy Betty. So they used to call her Crazy Betty, and we worked for her, and she brought up a bunch of dumbbells, and we were going to meet her at the Red Lion because
Here,
I was
in Port
gonna,
Angeles?
in Port Angeles, Washington, and I was
Thank
gonna
you, Red Lion.
yeah, and also, by the way, statute of limitations.
This is a long time ago.
Shit is 7 years. This is like
Is this the first time the gun got pulled out? This is the
no,
first time
this
that you
is-
experienced this?
This is like the third time.
Third time? Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
And how old were you?
I think I was 20. I think I was
Okay.
20. Yeah, I was 20. Yeah. 20. Yeah, I was 20. 19 or 20. Around there.
Yeah.
But
Adolescent.
oh yeah, I guess we should go. No, it's the second time. Yeah. But no, I know there's another time in between.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
the third time.
Okay.
Anyways. So so we're there. She brought up the dumbbells, and we are gonna go take the dumbbells, me and my friend, and we're gonna go take them to the dumbbell buyer.
Yeah.
And dude's super stoked on the dumbbells.
Yeah.
You
They're
know.
heavy. Like,
Yes, it's
they
they're
weigh
very
right?
heavy.
Yeah.
They're way over more than most dumbbells would weigh. So,
which is a sign of quality.
yes.
I don't know.
So we grab them and we're about to leave, and she says, "Well, no, I need collateral." And we're like, "But I mean, we came all the way up here. We're like doing this thing, like, She's like, no, I need collateral. And I was like, like, what do you mean? What do you mean collateral? We don't have any money. And she was like, how about him? And the guy that I'm with.
The guy that you're with.
Yeah, because, no, initially she was like, can I have your ID? And I said,
Yeah.
well, you can't take my ID. What if I get pulled over?
I need
And I
that.
have all these dumbbells. And they're like,
Yeah.
do you legally,
Yeah.
can you legally carry this many dumbbells
Yeah.
in this rig?
Can that axle
There's way too
support-
much weight in these dumbbells for you to legally do this. So I was like, you can't have my ID. What if I get pulled over? So she said, what about him? And I said, and he looked at me and he goes, no. And I go, it has to happen.
It has to happen.
I'm sorry. And I was like, okay. And, I guess did we discuss, she already had a gun out. Oh, yeah.
The second
I
she
mean,
pulled
you said earlier that she had a gun, but yeah.
She
So-
pulled a gun out when she said, well,
She said,
what about him?
I need collateral. And she
I
said,
need
what
him.
about him? And I was like, well, I don't know. I mean, I guess. And she like pulled out the gun and like pointed it at us. And I was like, yeah, no, you can have him. And he's like, no. And I was like, I'm really sorry. Like, I'm going to be back in like 45 minutes. I
It'll be
swear.
fine. It'll be fine. You'll be fine.
And she just had him sit on the extra bed next to us and just like pointed the gun towards him.
Extra bed. Getting pointed at with a gun.
She paid for the extra bed just in case she had to hold somebody hostage.
Oh, really?
No, she didn't.
She paid for the extra bed so she could jump from one bed to the other bed.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Because that bitch is crazy. Yeah. So,
Let me get this.
Yeah. So I ended up doing selling the dumbbells, and my friend was like, I don't know if I want to pay this much for these dumbbells. And I said, well, I have your friend also who is being held at gunpoint currently until I get back. And he said, why the fuck didn't you start out with that? And I was like,
I don't know.
Shit, I don't know, man. And he was
just
like,
dumbbells,
boom, just fucking dumbbells. Here's the fucking money for the dumbbells. And I went back and I gave her, walked in. She wasn't holding the gun at him, and they were watching fucking Wheel of Fortune. I remember they like walked in, they were watching Wheel of Fortune. And he just jumps up and he's like, we're good, right? And he just fucking goes. He's like behind me. He's like just out.
Yeah.
And I was like, here's the money for the dumbbells and stuff. And
Crazy Betty.
Crazy Betty was just like, thank you so much. This has been such a
You've
delight.
been wonderful,
If you ever
boys.
want to do this again, I'm like, never in my life.
Never in my life do I want you to pull.
Don't ever fucking talk to me again. And I like walked
I'm glad you made that decision.
Yeah.
I'm glad you made that decision.
So I think that was the second time I had a gun pulled on me. So we're gonna take a break and we'll come back to the last time, I guess.
All right. Yeah.
All right,
One
we'll see you in a
last
bit.
time.
One last time.
This episode has been brought to you by Business Farts Incorporated.
Oh no, that was just the chair.
4 out of 5 noses don't smell it.
I don't think so. Business Farts Incorporated.
Okay.
That was pretty great. Okay. Welcome back to the Small Town Jakes podcast. We were going to discuss the first time that I was held at gunpoint, and then just some other stuff briefly, and then some other shit because we're in the after hours now, right?
Yeah.
Basically. So welcome back to the after hours.
These
We didn't
are the
announce it
after
before,
hours.
but we always do the after hours. So, so we'll go to the first time I was held at gunpoint and we'll briefly go over this because it's not something I really like to talk about, but basically I pulled up to a gravel pit party. You know, there's these gravel pits out in Joyce and stuff, and there was all these dudes that I didn't know from PA, and they were at the gravel pit, and I hadn't heard from my friend's friend, and I went out there to check in on her, and we'll just say, trigger for some people, it wasn't going well for her. There was like 10 guys, and they'd pulled off her shirt and stuff, and I pulled up, and I ran in the middle of it, and I gave her my keys, and I had her get in my car, and then that group of like 10 guys who were like pulling her shirt off and like trying to do what horrible men do, they beat the fucking shit out of me. Brutally beat the shit out of me. And then one of them came over with a gun, and it was like a 30-30 or a 30-06. It was a big
It was
big
like a rifle.
It was a
Like a
rifle.
deer rifle.
They were like PA Hicks,
Yeah.
They were like, it was a big fucking rifle. Put it right to my head, and I was sitting there all bloodied up and stuff, and she's sitting in my car, and he put it right to my head, and I held the fucking rifle, the barrel right, in my hand, and I said, "You're not gonna fucking do it." And then I stood up and I pushed it away, and that's not there's a couple other times that I've just had to hold be like, "You're not gonna fucking do this."
That's crazy.
And I got up and I stumbled away. I got to my car. She opened the door for me, and I fucking got in the car, and she fucking drove me away. And it was a horrible experience. Never found out who those guys were. I know people are going to be commenting like, why didn't you call the cops? She didn't want to report anything. I respected her wishes. She told me not to take care of it. I respected her wishes. So, yeah. So
you saved her,
Yeah.
and
that was my very first time. So the first time I saw somebody shot, we'll quickly gloss over that because I don't like to talk about that situation. First time I ever saw somebody shot, I think I was...
okay, so you've seen people get shot now. This is another thing that's like you should be in a gang at the Bronx or something.
No, it's just things that have happened in my life.
Right.
I mean, that's why I did the podcast, is like get these stories out and stuff. But yeah, first time I saw somebody shot, I think I was 13. It was like me and my buddy were staying over at my other buddy's house, and it's none of this is like my upbringing in any way.
Right.
Like, my parents raised me fucking good. Like, I had an amazing upbringing, and I have the most amazing parents. It's just all these weird situations happen to me. It's like, it's nothing to do with my upbringing in any way. I was raised by two fucking amazing parents. Love you, Mom and Dad. Yeah. You've met them
Michelle
before. Michelle and John. Fucking
wonderful
great,
people.
Goddamn great people.
I cannot say enough good.
But
about
yeah.
them.
So first time I saw somebody shot, I was 13, and I was staying. It was me and my buddy staying over my other buddy's house. Or maybe I was 14, 13 or 14, maybe 15. I don't know, around that age. And they were all sitting around this campfire, and everybody was fucking drunk. Not us, because we were drunk. We did some Mike's Hard Lemonades.
Maybe some Carlo Rossi.
Some Carlo Rossi.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
yeah,
some
just
PBR
these two adults ended up getting in a fight, and it was like, Joyce kind of fucking druggy situation, and they end up stand up and like yelling at each other, and then they both fucking pulled out a gun, and one of them shot and hit one guy in the gut, and the other one hit the guy in the leg, and just me and my buddy who came there, like, we just fucking booked it. We just fucking ran. Dude. And like, we could just hear somebody just be like, "Don't you tell no one!" And we just ran, and we ran as far as we could, and we ran like a half mile down the street, and
wrong place,
down,
wrong time.
down the road. Exactly. Yes, exactly. We were just like the kids in the background, Like, we weren't like in the party and stuff. We just saw this happen. And yeah, we just end up like sleeping in the ditch, like hearing the cops come and go and stuff. And
Oh
like
my
apparently
gosh.
the guy whose dad's
Ambulance.
the guy who we were going to stay at, his dad was the one who got shot in the leg, and he bounced. Like immediately he went
Yeah.
up, got in the car and drove away. Well, it turns out that he was actually like a huge meth dealer and also a hitman.
What?
Yeah, and my buddy told me this, like, and then he left town like a day later.
What?
He's like, I'm gotta
Hold
go
on.
live with my uncle now.
I
And,
have to unpack this.
Yeah, and I was like, oh
The-
shit, okay.
That Joyce had the need for a hitman.
No, he was just a guy
Like-
who was floating through Joyce, and I
Right,
met his son at school, and
He's
like,
trying to lay low, like,
yeah, I mean, he was just moving through
yeah.
or whatever. But then when the cops show up and you have a bullet in your leg, they ask questions and they want to see your ID. So he like came up, grabbed the shit out of the house, and just left his son there.
Said,
And
good
just
luck.
bounced, and he's like, "Oh yeah, so like this,
Wow.
yeah."
That's
But no,
that's
anyways,
crazy.
so that was the
This
first.
is,
That was
like-
the first time I saw somebody shot. And yeah, me and my buddy, we
That's-
just went and waited
thanks
in
for
the
telling.
bushes for a
That's-
few hours, and then we both didn't tell our parents, and we just waited until like the sun came up. And I
Yeah.
just walked home, and he just walked home, and we
And
like
we
showed
said we
up,
had a
and we're
good
like,
time.
oh my god, yeah, we had a good time. I don't ever want to go over to Kenny's house. That's his name. But I mean, nobody's gonna fucking know who he is. But
They killed Kenny.
they almost killed Kenny's dad. So
Well, thanks for
um,
telling. I
yeah.
really appreciate.
So that's a
you
lot.
telling
That's,
these
that's a lot of
stories.
stuff.
Because
Yeah.
I've wanted to hear them. I wanted to.
And I have so many more stories. I mean, this is just briefly some of the stuff because
Yeah.
you were like, tell some of the hardcore shit. Yeah, I got a ton of other stories too that we will tell. But no, this has been great, and I think we're gonna now maybe just take a time to go like back into the small town Jake shit. Maybe not so much about Jake Carruthers, and maybe just like go back into. I really enjoyed doing the like deep thoughts.
Yeah, the deep thoughts was good fun for me too. I like being real, man.
Yeah,
And do you have a deep thought that you want to share?
I do. So mine is all right, so asking for help isn't giving up. It's refusing to give up. I mean, if you
Right,
really
right,
think
yeah.
about that, asking for help, it's
Is-
not
it's
you
not
giving
giving
up.
up.
It's you
It's-
refusing to give up, and you're asking for help from people. So it's like, I'm just trying to say, like, ask for fucking help. I've asked for help multiple
Yeah.
times. I'm sure you've asked for help
Yep.
before.
Mm-hmm.
Ask for fucking
This is
help.
one of the best decisions I ever made was
Yeah.
to ask for help.
Yeah, exactly.
And I stand by that statement.
Don't
until
give
the day I die.
up. Don't fucking give up. Ask for help. Asking for help is not giving up and just, wanting to keep on going. So a lot of people think that like asking for help is a huge. I hated asking for help for years of my life. But like, no, asking for help is like refusing for me to give up. Like, no, I need help. Like, keep me going.
Yeah.
So that's just what I wanted to say. It's one of the
that.
bravest things that you can ever do is to ask for help. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I have one. If you are, thank you for sharing that. I like that one. The one I have comes from an artist and a sailor and a person that a lot of people hold in high regard, and it's and the saying
Captain Blackbeard.
The saying is it means something just because it rang very true to me. It means, don't give up on right now.
Yeah.
Like, make right now worth every, don't give up on life. Like, make this. So the quote is these are the good old days.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Right now. And that's
It's hard to comprehend that and think that.
because 10 years ago when we were hanging out and we were having fun, those were the good old days.
No. And right now, when we're doing this and we're saying this, these are the good
Right
old
now,
days.
yeah.
In 10 years, we'll look
10
back at
years,
this and be
"We
like,
had a podcast,
those...
man, we had so much fun. I tell
Grandpa,
you what,
what's a
man."
podcast? We're not that old.
Yeah.
But,
and
like, these are the good old days. Like, enjoy what you have now. Enjoy the present.
yeah.
Don't worry about the
And-
past. Don't worry about the future. Enjoy your present. These, right now, are the good old days.
And some of your worries and stuff don't need to be restrictions on having those good old days.
Yeah.
Like, every day is a new day.
Stop
So,
and then just enjoy what you have now. It's called the present for a reason. It's gifted to you. Enjoy it. It's the present. Like, yeah. So yeah, I shared a lot, and
I listened a lot.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No.
This is a
This
lot,
was
yeah.
more of a listening episode. Last episode was more of you of a listening episode, and
Yeah.
this one was more for me to just sit back and listen.
And go, oh my god.
You say,
So,
what?
yeah.
What happened?
So
And
Yeah. I'm a little bit different than most people think, but like, I mean, I've been through some shit, but I'm still a fucking great guy.
you surprise me every day, but you don't disappoint me.
Yes.
Cheers to that, buddy.
Cheers to that, man.
And
Okay.
with that, I think we need to call it quits for the night. I think we all had a good time tonight, and we're ready to
In this shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Dirty 30 is done.
Dirty 30. We really appreciate you guys coming back, and we're sorry for our intro because it probably says bitch a lot.
Yeah.
All right. I love you guys. This is Jake Carruthers signing out.
And Jake Wilson, have yourself a good one, and we'll
right.
see you in the next one.
Love you guys. Bye.
This has been a Weirdly Awkward production.
But wait.